All right, getting back to one of our top stories. Now, General Motors will retrench workers before it pulls out of the country. The worrying news is being shared by trade union Numsa. Its spokesperson Phakamile Hlubi is on the line for us this morning. Phakamile, a very good morning to you. And just to clarify for us the concern, we know General Motors planning to leave the country. It's made that clear. Why is it a surprise then that they will be retrenching workers before they do that?
Good morning, Yuveka. Well, this is precisely what we were concerned about as Numsa from the time that this announcement was made last week. You'll remember that we expressed our shock by virtue of the fact that the General Motors announcement was made to the public, and us as a trade union, we had not been consulted in that process. So we met with General Motors yesterday. They spoke to us about their plans, and of course they confirmed the sale of the plant to Isuzu. They also confirmed that in terms of the agreement that's been signed, that several workers would be retrenched. We now know that figure to be around 600 according to General Motors. But in the real sense, the impact of General Motors disinvesting in South Africa will translate to thousands of jobs being lost. And the reason we say this is because there are many businesses along the value chain which are connected or related to General Motors. And of course, this disinvestment of General Motors from South Africa will have a far-reaching impact on those businesses as well. Well,
like you say, Isuzu will be taking over. Have we looked into the possibility that they might be able to absorb these workers?
It's already clear by virtue of the fact that they've issued a retrenchment notice that Isuzu will not be able to absorb all of these workers. That's why General Motors is embarking in this process and is involving the CCMA in it, because of the fact that it's already clear that Isuzu cannot absorb all 1,500 General Motors employees into its new operations.
So you're meeting with workers. You've asked them to attend a meeting in Port Elizabeth this afternoon. What are you going to be saying to them? What are you hoping to resolve with this meeting?
Well, it is our mandate as a trade union to inform our members about what's going on. So that is precisely what this general meeting is for. Many of our members have got questions about how this retrenchment will take place, which workers will be affected. Those are the kinds of discussions that we're going to be having. The general meeting is an opportunity for workers to basically ventilate all their concerns, all their issues, all their questions around this retrenchment and how it will impact on them. And it's an opportunity for the leadership of Numsa to engage with them and obviously explain the process and explain, based on the consultation we've had with General Motors, about how this process will impact on them.
Now, we know Numsa has been meeting or consulting with your lawyers. You've been consulting with your lawyers about these job losses and about the uncertainty as to whether what part Isuzu could possibly play. Like you say, they wouldn't be able to absorb all of these workers. What advice or what are the options available to the workers legally from what you've gauged so far from your lawyers?
At this point, we're not going to go into detail about what we've discussed with our lawyers. Safe to say that one of the main things that we are looking at is we want to ensure that we get full disclosure about the terms of the agreement between General Motors and Isuzu. One of the other things we also need to do is to meet with the new management of Isuzu to understand what the new business operation and the new model will look like. For those remaining employees, what are the long-term plans of Isuzu? What are the benefits that our members will receive? Because obviously when there's a change of management, there's usually a change in terms of benefits as well. So we want to ensure that whatever takes place as far as this transfer of ownership between General Motors and Isuzu, we want to make sure that our members are not disadvantaged in terms of the benefits that they already receive as employees of General Motors. So part of the reason we're meeting with our lawyers is to ensure that whatever kind of protections we can guarantee for our members, particularly those who remain as employees of Isuzu, we want to make sure that those standards and those guarantees and those benefits remain.
Any possible legal action against GM?
As I said, it's still early days. We're still consulting. Once we've identified a clear strategy around that issue, we will inform all media houses.
All right, thanks very much for that. On the line, Numsa spokesperson Phakamile Hlubi.